This episode of the Continuum Archives is brought to you by Vivid Dreams Labs, unlocking the secrets of your slumber. Gather round, this happened. October 27th, 1998. A chill autumn evening descended upon the small, isolated town of Oakhaven, nestled deep within the Redwood National Park in Northern California. The mist, thick and ancient, clung to the colossal trees like forgotten memories, obscuring the distant stars and muffling the sparse sounds of the forest. Inside the town's only diner, the scent of stale coffee and damp earth hung heavy, a counterpoint to the nervous chatter of locals. They spoke in hushed tones, their eyes darting towards the rain-streaked windows, beyond which lay an unsettling silence. For 3 nights straight, something had been happening on the old logging trails. Something that defied explanation. Something that had left even the most hardened park rangers with a profound sense of unease. It began with the whispers, then the strange lights that pulsed with an ethereal glow, and now the profound, unshakable silence, not of people, but of sounds. The forest, usually alive with its nocturnal chorus, the hoot of owls, the rustle of unseen creatures, the distant murmur of the river, had fallen utterly silent. It was a deep, unnatural quietude that pressed in on Oakhaven, like a physical weight, a suffocating absence that clawed at the edges of sanity. And then came the signal. Ilara Vance, a young amateur radio enthusiast with a penchant for the strange and unexplained, sat hunched over her vintage shortwave receiver in her cluttered attic workshop. Her eyes, usually sparkling with curiosity, were now wide with a mix of fascination and fear. For days, her expensive, carefully calibrated equipment had been picking up an anomalous transmission. It wasn't static. It wasn't a ham radio enthusiast or a forgotten military frequency. It was a structured pattern, almost musical in its complexity, yet deeply unsettling in its alien nature. A series of perfectly modulated tones, rising and falling in an impossible rhythm. A symphony without an orchestra. She'd tried everything. Triangulation, frequency analysis, even running it through advanced acoustic filters. The signal defied categorization. It seemed to emanate from somewhere deep within the Redwood National Park, precisely where the town's unsettling silence had begun. Ilara's fingers, usually nimble, now trembled slightly as she adjusted the fine-tuning knob. The signal strengthened, filling her headphones with its strange, beautiful, terrifying melody. It wasn't just auditory. She felt it resonating in her bones, a subtle vibration that seemed to bypass her ears and directly interface with her mind. Her head ached, not with pain, but with a sensation of expansion, as if her perception was being stretched to its very limits. She'd ventured out twice, armed with a directional antenna and a healthy dose of skepticism. only to return with more questions. The forest, as she moved deeper into it, became increasingly quiet. Not just the absence of animal sounds, but a fundamental lack of ambient noise. The rustle of leaves underfoot was muted. Her own breathing felt strangely dampened, and the distant roar of the ocean, usually a constant companion, had simply faded. It was as if a localized field of sensory deprivation had descended, a bubble of nothingness around the source of the signal. It's almost like a song, she whispered to herself, her voice barely audible over the hum of her vintage equipment. But a song no human could compose. It's changing things. I can feel it. It's making the world quieter, more profound. She reached for her headphones, her hand trembling. The signal pulsed, a silent command in the ether, urging her deeper.
Suddenly, a voice, deep and resonant, cut through the airwaves, not from her radio, but from a nearby, unseen speaker. A voice that seemed to materialize from the very air around her. Quiet, you say? Honey, if I wanted quiet, I'd just turn off my ex-husband's podcast. Trust me, silence is a commodity these days.
Ilara spun around, startled, nearly knocking over a stack of antique radio tubes. Who's there? Where are you? She frantically scanned the shadows of her attic, her heart pounding.
The voice chuckled, a warm, almost theatrical sound that seemed to wrap around her. Just your friendly neighborhood existential crisis, darling. And speaking of things that keep you up at night, have you ever really thought about why you dream? Not just the mundane ones, but the truly vivid ones? The ones where you fly, where you solve impossible equations, where you feel an overwhelming sense of connection to something vast and ancient.
I'm not sure what you mean, Ilara stammered, her mind racing, trying to reconcile the disembodied voice with the strange signal.
Oh, you know, the vividness, the flying. The sudden realization you re-naked in front of your old high school class while trying to solve a quadratic equation. What if those aren't just random brain firings? What if they're signals? Untapped pathways to understanding that we dismiss as mere fantasy.
Signals, Ilara repeated, a flicker of recognition in her eyes. The voice had struck a chord.
Precisely. And that's why we're so thrilled to tell you about Vivid Dreams Labs. For too long, humanity has treated dreams as mere subconscious noise, a chaotic byproduct of the sleeping mind. But what if they are gateways? What if they hold the key to unlocking hidden potentials, forgotten memories, or even messages from from anywhere? We understand that the world out there can be noisy, confusing, and filled with unanswered questions. But the answers often lie within, if only you knew how to access them. Vivid Dreams Labs isn't just about understanding your dreams, it's about mastering them. Our revolutionary neurosomnia protocols, developed after years of clandestine research and refined through rigorous, ethically ambiguous trials, guide you through advanced lucid dreaming techniques, memory recall enhancement, and even precognitive pattern recognition. Imagine navigating your dreamscapes with purpose, extracting insights from the collective unconscious, solving waking problems with newfound clarity, or even communing with, well, let's just say, with aspects of reality previously inaccessible to the conscious mind. Our technology is not about altering who you are, but revealing who you truly can be. The power to shape your reality, to perceive beyond the ordinary, resides within you. Visit http://vividdreamslabs.com/continuum today and use code ECHOES for a free personalized dream analysis. Our expert dream architects will help you decode your nocturnal journeys and chart a course for true self-discovery. Stop dreaming aimlessly. Start dreaming with intent. Vivid Dreams Labs, unlocking the secrets of your slumber. Now, Where were we? Ah yes, the profound, unsettling silence. And the signals that defy logic.
Ilara, still reeling from the unexpected interruption, shook her head, trying to refocus. She returned to her equipment, the alien melody once again taking precedence. The signal, she realized, wasn't just a sound. It was a phenomenon that actively altered perception. It was as if certain frequencies, certain vibrations that constituted the familiar sounds of the world were being filtered out, or perhaps were never there in the first place. And her mind was simply being made aware of their absence. She packed a small bag, grabbed her most sensitive audio recorder, and headed for the forest once more. This time, she wouldn't just listen. She would seek to understand what it meant to perceive the world without its usual soundtrack. Her journey took her deeper than before, to a clearing rumored to be an ancient Native American sacred site, where the redwood trees formed a perfect, silent cathedral. There, the signal pulsed with an almost tangible force, and the silence became absolute. A void that swallowed every sound, every thought. It was there, amidst the towering giants, that Ilara finally understood. The signal wasn't silencing sound. It was revealing a layer of reality where sound, as humans knew it, simply didn't exist. The implications were staggering, stretching the very fabric of Ilara's understanding of existence. It wasn't that the forest sounds were gone. It was that Ilara, under the profound, pervasive influence of the signal, was temporarily perceiving a different layer of reality, where those sounds simply didn't register. A dimension where silence reigned supreme. A primordial canvas upon which our noisy, chaotic world was but a fleeting brushstroke, a superficial layer of sensory input. She felt a profound shift within her, an undeniable awakening to a truth far grander and more unsettling than she could have ever imagined. What else were we missing? What other frequencies, other dimensions, other truths were playing out around us, unnoticed, unheard, simply because our finite human senses were not attuned to perceive them? The signal, it seemed, was not a threat, but an invitation, a momentary, terrifying, yet exhilarating glimpse behind the thick curtain of consensus reality, a peek into the true, multifaceted nature of the cosmos, but an invitation from whom or what, and for what purpose. The signal faded as mysteriously as it had arrived, its alien melody dissolving back into the static of the ether, leaving Oakhaven to its familiar sounds. But Ilara Vance was changed forever. Her perception of the world, once so solid and predictable, had been shattered and reformed into something far more expansive and fragile. She knew then, with an unshakable certainty, that the world, as we perceive it, is a finely tuned illusion, a limited bandwidth of an infinite symphony, a mere fraction of what truly exists. And somewhere out there, beyond our hearing, beyond our sight. A silent orchestra plays on, waiting for us to find its frequency. So, the next time the world feels inexplicably too quiet, the next time a sound seems to vanish for a fleeting moment, a word goes unheard. A familiar hum disappears from the background. Don't dismiss it as a glitch in your perception, a trick of the mind. Don't assume it's just your imagination. And perhaps gently, persistently, trying to make you hear the true silence, trying to inspire you to look beyond the obvious, to question the very nature of your reality. This happened